Now that your lane wants it, so I'm gonna have to smack that ass. You know, get dirt. Don't call me, don't own. I'm like T.I. with San Antonio. Kick it with y'all, skate with y'all, do nothing. It's now soon. I got a record I'm about to drop today. And I already pre-recorded because I knew you was gonna come off fumble up on some bullshit. And when this record drops,
you going like trying to troll, acting like, you know what I'm saying, you so G'd up, like that was a G'd up move, bro, you playing on TV. What you doing is, right, you allowing this whole TV thing. And the reason I don't respond back against y'all is because I'm not trying to allow this TV stuff to really turn into something. You know what I'm saying? You do a drink. Whole time, he the one who called me out my name, disrespecting me, talking gangster. I never talk gangster. I never threaten you. I don't play no victim. I just don't do all that fake gangster talking and all that stuff. You can't get me talking gangster. First off, if I say anything slick or say anything crazy out my mouth.
LilScrappy, whose true name was Daryl Richardson T., had established himself in the hip-hop business by the time his name was attached to a dramatic and widely publicized incident. Antagonism with rival musician Crazy Scrappy, known for his unfiltered, unpolished style, has made him one of the most resilient figures in Atlanta's rap scene, Southern hip-hop. His breakout track, Heap Head Boosa, brought him recognition and accolades as his star power grew in the early 2000s. Because of his music and his appearances on VH1's Love and Hip Hop, Scrappy became more than just a rapper. Through this Atlanta platform that let followers better comprehend his personal life, hardships, and love for his family and friends. Khaotic, real name Brian McCree, was also establishing himself in the underground rap scene at that time. Though he wasn't as well known as Scrappy, he quickly gained a following because of his infectious energy, witty lyrics, and distinctive voice. His steadfast work ethic and ties to the hip-hop scene, which caught the notice of several powerful figures in the business, including LilScrappy, made his ascent appear inevitable. Since their ambitions and social circles were similar, the two rappers initially built their relationship on mutual respect and cooperation. They were often seen working together both on and off stage. However, neither could have foreseen how soon their faith would be tested. The public release of a confidential tape recording of a conversation between the two artists was the decisive moment. Nothing short of scandalous was contained in the video, which included personal statements, private discussions about their financial transactions, grievances with other musicians in the industry, and some derogatory words about the people. In contrast to the entertainment sector, where such leaks had become somewhat common, this was distinct from being closest to them. The two men's private side was shown on this tape, which LilScrappy most likely never wanted to see. Fans, reviewers, gossip sites, and speculations were all over social media within hours of the release, eager to dissect every word of the discussion. The intimate nature of the tape made Scrappy's vulnerability clear, and his carefully manicured public image suffered when his innermost thoughts, especially those concerning disputes with individuals close to him, were exposed. Scrappy, who has long been known as the gritty, streetwise rapper, made a number of public statements in which he bemoaned the leak and claimed that his privacy and trust had been breached. The hip-hop community quickly began pointing fingers at him, even though he didn't instantly blame Chaos for the leak. Many people believe that Chaos was the one who leaked the recording. To exacerbate the situation, the discussion contained not just Scrappy's private concerns, but also some disparaging comments toward other members of the industry, thereby compounding its harm. Quickly declaring that he would not stand for this betrayal, Scrappy filed a lawsuit. Promptly, the rapper's legal team began assessing the damage the leak had caused, including potential damage to his brand, psychological pain, and the potential for financial loss due to the implications. The lawsuit claims that Khaotic's actions were driven by a desire to harm Scrappy's reputation in addition to being impolitic. Khaotic allegedly leaked the audio with the goal of destroying Scrappy's career. Scrappy was quick yet frantic. Attempting to refute any connection, his legal team strongly argued that there was no proof Khaotic was responsible for the leak. They maintained that the claims were unfounded, pointing out that there was no hard proof that Khaotic had purposefully tried to release the footage or that he intended to hurt Scrappy. When the communication was revealed, he claimed to have been as astonished as Scrappy. The entire matter, he argued, had been overblown, and Scrappy was really looking for someone to blame in order to deflect attention from the controversy surrounding the contents of the tape. Social media, which was already instrumental in the dissemination of the leaked recording, became a battleground for both Scrappy and unruly followers as two performers got increasingly hostile. On Twitter, Instagram, and other social media platforms, supporters took sides in the dispute. Some advocated for Scrappy and said Chaos' treachery was unacceptable. The divide between the fan bases of the two individuals grew as the case developed and the legal drama gained prominence. Asserting that Scrappy was overreacting and was attempting to save face, Scrappy's legal team clarified that they were. They asserted that Khaotic ought to accept responsibility for his actions and that the leak had hurt Scrappy's career irreparably. The Khaotic team remained steadfast in their stance that there was no intentional misbehavior in the face of the intense public controversy, asserting that the whole situation was a grossly exaggerated misinterpretation. The strain on both men was immense. Scrappy had to cope with the personal and professional aftermath from the leak, while Chaos dealt with the potential legal ramifications from the music industry, which had been closely watching the incident. Began thinking about the case's possible effects on artists and their private PR conversations in the digital era. This case raised important questions about privacy and permission, as well as how the public perceives celebrities' private lives in an age when social media amplifies even the smallest mistake. Following months of court battles and public coverage, LilScrappy and Khaotic's case was settled, while the terms of the agreement were kept under wraps. The event involving LilScrappy and Khaotic demonstrated how vulnerable musicians were to public scrutiny and how easily a discussion that was leaked might transform their lives. The two men would never work together again. That was clear in private. Scrappy had been somewhat vindicated, but his reputation was tarnished because the leak had already caused havoc, and the world would never be the same. There was no amount of legal action that could undo the destruction. A frightening reminder of how brittle relationships are in the entertainment industry, where trust is hard to regain once it is gone, and the consequences of even one mistake might echo. Also highlighted for many years the risks of constantly being in the spotlight as the legal. The conflict was over. Both artists were given time by LilScrappy to consider their choices and the teachings they had discovered. The experience was a sobering reminder of how quickly uncontrollable situations may arise in the hip-hop industry.
He the